The easiest tax moves you can make today. Just got off the horn with these legends from Tennessee and their 15-year-old dog. Look at that guy. It's just funny how dogs are so part of the family. Just outside, browning my beautiful, beautiful white skin. It's wintertime. It's like 65 degrees. Friday afternoon. Oh, man, I feel so good. Anyway, so these guys kicking ass and taking names. A little bit conservative, and they don't need to be, but they are. And anyway, let's just for simplicity say I got $1 million on two different accounts. I got $1 million in Treasury bills or Treasury bonds. I think it was Treasury bills in a brokerage account at Schwab, and they got their 401k and a Vanguard Target Retirement Fund. All right, so we don't want that, and he makes pretty good money, and they're going to have pretty good pension and Social Security and something like that. So that's not what we want. We want them to absolutely move the target. We want them to have 100%, if they're going to be like a 50-50 investor or something like that, or even a 35% stocks, 65% bonds, we want them to have 100% of whatever stocks that they're going to own. We don't want their 401k. We want that in their brokerage account. All right. So I said, man, you just got to move those T-bills that you have, get rid of those and move them into VTI. Obviously, I didn't say it like that. I can't make explicit recommendations, but it's like, look, man, let's just for simplicity, say you're a 50-50 investor. All your brokerage accounts should be stocks, and all your 401k should be your bonds or your cash or whatever. Basically, what you're doing is the exact opposite. And he makes, like I said, he makes good money. So they're in a 28% marginal, I think soon to be a 33% marginal bracket. I said, man, all these T-bills, and they live in Tennessee, so there's no income tax, but they still got to pay federal income tax on the interest that they get off the T-bills, or again, maybe it's T-bonds, I can't remember. And now, if they lived in a state, I don't think you pay, does all states, I'm sure it's all states, you don't pay state income tax on Treasury bills, Treasury income, but they're in a tax-free state anyway, so it doesn't matter. So they're paying 28% of every dollar of income they get on their bonds in the brokerage account. And yet their stocks are sitting there just growing and growing and growing in their IRA, for which when they hit RMDs, because they're going to have good Social Security, got a good pension, they're going to be paying 33% on that. That doesn't make any sense. We want this exact opposite. We want them to have VTI in their brokerage account, let that sucker grow. There's no capital gain in VTI, very limited dividends and such, and then the dividends are qualified dividend income. Anyway, so the worst case scenario is going to be 23.8 on the dividend income, as opposed if they'd be paying 35% if they had the interest income off the bonds. Don't want that. We don't want interest income in our brokerage account. We want interest income in what? In our IRA account, because all income from an IRA is taxed as ordinary income, be it from a dividend, be it from a capital gain, be it from interest income. It does not matter. When it comes out of an IRA/401k, it's always and everywhere taxed as OI, ordinary income. Dividend income, capital gain income is always and everywhere taxed more favorably. And in a brokerage account is always and everywhere taxed more favorably than it is as ordinary income. There's no time where ordinary income is taxed less than qualified dividends or long-term capital gains. And on top of that, because they got some kiddos, and they're like, if they leave money to the kids, that's great, but they're not necessarily inclined to do that. And on top of that, when they die, their kids can inherit the brokerage account with no tax due at all, the step-up in basis. So, whereas they can't inherit the IRA with a step-up in basis. So, we're going to reduce their taxes by moving their brokerage account from ordinary income interest-generating investments, treasuries, and we're going to reduce our taxes to putting that into long-term capital gains, qualified dividends. And again, there's no long-term capital gains other than if you sell it, if you have the Vanguard brokerage, Vanguard ETFs, there isn't any. Now, if you sell, you got to pay long-term capital gain, but even that is more favorable than ordinary income on treasury bonds. And so now we get this much more growth-oriented position in the brokerage account, which reduces their taxes, and potentially it can be left tax-free to their kids. The growth can be tax-free. $100,000 or $1 million, say, let's just say it doubles every 12 years. I'm giving a 6% rate of return, so they die in 24 years. That's $4 million, completely tax-free, to step up in basis. Do we want that million growing to $4 million in an IRA? Is $4 million taxed as ordinary income? They got it to their kids. They got to take it out in 10 years. No, you gotta be taxed. That's why you gotta buy my course, man. I got 2 courses down there: my retirement planning course and my investment planning course. I never advertise them. I should. I just always forget because I just get too hopped on the things I want to talk about. But anyway, don't have your bonds in your brokerage account and stocks in your IRA 401k. Have it the exact opposite. The exact opposite. It's just such a big tax win for you without really even doing much. All right, God bless. Love your thoughts. Smash that like button and look at my course down the Doobie Duke and sign up. All right, we'll see you.